He's about to experience the scariest moment of his life. A $250 million private eye.
Let's go! Day 31!
Jail food? 100 years of school lunches?
Today we are doing Sidemen Home Makeover.
Single day or my channel got deleted by Mr. Beast.
And on the way to
It exists.
Is it just me, or does it feel like content like these have been increasingly pushed by YouTube on everyone's homepage? I remembered back in the day where YouTube had a more raw and unfiltered feel to it. Instead of creators trying to maximize for attention and click-through rates, back then you could tell that YouTubers made videos for fun, not worrying about retention, clickability, and making money. I remember one of the first ever videos that I watched on YouTube. I was still in elementary school at the time, and seeing Ryan Higa's old unfiltered videos like how to be gangster or how to be ninja was just so fun to watch. Those wouldn't fly now if you tried to recreate them.
Hello everyone, my name is Hanadewa Kuso Shiseo Tadashite Teriyaki Suzuki Honda Civic.
But back in the day, you could just see it from the videos that they were just doing it for fun. I don't think creators back then even thought of their videos as content because they were just creating them for fun. Now it seems like everyone is chasing something, trying to put out the best video out there, have the best thumbnails, over editing to keep your attention. And now after seeing so many of these videos, it honestly just feels so forced and exhausting. So how did we get here? How did we get from a platform where people were just posting videos for fun, not really caring about how many views they'd get, to now where it's just all about retention, all about hacking the algorithm? Well, we have to go back and take a look at YouTube a few years ago. Videos back then felt a bit more raw and imperfect. It was cool because it was so different from the traditional content we get from television. It felt more human and more relatable since people were just acting like people. There were no influencers back then, sponsorships and Google AdSense. Okay, maybe there was AdSense back then, but it wasn't as glorified as it is now. So back then, creators weren't really incentivized to make content that's designed to keep your attention and keep you inside the platform. They were just creating videos with the intention of just making something cool, not necessarily to go viral and capitalize on every content they make. This era of YouTube was just pure and childlike. There was no correct way of making content. People were just doing what they wanted to do, and creators back then wouldn't need to think about getting cancelled for something they did or said. Fast forward to today, YouTube has become a giant. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, online platform in the world, promising fame and wealth to anyone who could crack the algorithm. Once people started to catch on with how much YouTubers can potentially earn, they started making content that's maximized for profit. You see, at the end of the day, YouTube is and always will be a business. And to be able to be in business, YouTube needs people on the platform for as long as possible. That's why YouTube loves Mr. Beast so much, because his content is designed to capture your attention with their retention editing style, feeding you cuts after cuts, fast-paced storytelling, and 5 different effects every 5 seconds that you can't even think, let alone click off. No hate for Mr. Beast, he is the best YouTuber in the world, and thanks to his success, a movement began that inspired other channels to try and imitate that success. Enter the Beastification of YouTube. Creators are now obsessed with maximization, retention, click-through rate, and hacking the algorithm. That most videos out there now feel like there's a blueprint for it to be successful. It needs to be fast-paced, every cut needs to be necessary, camera angles need to change every 4 seconds, and all that other stuff that makes a YouTube video a YouTube video. As a video editor, I was taught to have that mindset, but now I'm learning to keep it more human, leaving a bit of space for viewers to breathe, and keeping it unfiltered at times and not just trying to throw dopamine hits on every cut. So why does it feel like we're seeing a lot of similar content in our homepage? Well, that's thanks to the algorithm. So let me try to explain as best as I can. The algorithm was invented to denoise YouTube. Without it, no one would be able to find things. What do I mean by that? It's basically a program that's filtering out what you don't like to watch and what you like to watch, depending on your behavior on the platform. Its biggest job right now seems to be pushing out videos that are covering trending topics that people are interested in. You see, subscriber count doesn't really mean much anymore. It's practically a vanity metric. Back then, when you subscribe to a channel, the channel's content would usually be seen in your homepage. That's not the case anymore. Now, the algorithm would rather push content and topics that people are interested in, aka videos that have high CTR and watch time. So it's more likely you'd see content from Mr. Beast and similar copycat videos on your homepage. Before, having a huge subscriber count, creators wouldn't really care about chasing trends since their content is getting pushed to the homepage of their subscribers. They can just create content of whatever they feel like doing and people would still see it since they already have a following. The problem with this is that it was super unfair for smaller channels to get a foothold since they had little to no subscriber count. Compare that to now, where you'd see a channel with less than 500 subscribers getting pushed to your homepage and getting suggested just by making content about the trending topic. As a result, we are now at a point where the content reflects what the algorithm wants, but the algorithm is ultimately what the audience wants. Basically, the audience wants something, the algorithm becomes aware of that something, and when creators see that something is working, they do more of those and other creators would imitate it. Thus begins the cycle of everyone copying the same trends. It all goes back to what the audience wants to see. The algorithm pushes a trending topic on the homepage, it pushes the channels that are talking about these topics as well as new and small channels that are also covering these topics. So if you decide to watch one of these topics that the algorithm pushes, YouTube will then feed you more and more content about said topics. Next thing you know, your homepage is full of $5,000 side hustle videos. Take me for example, I've been watching a lot of I made a secret channel and it blew up type videos. Since I've been watching a few of those, the algorithm becomes aware of what I want to watch, therefore pushes more content like that from different channels. Also, creators tend to research other creators or competitors in their niche. One video from a creator blows up and others are quick to try and imitate that success. That's why you see a lot of trending topics that are being covered by different channels all almost at the same time. This isn't necessarily a bad thing since creators will always adapt to what the viewers want to see. But now things are changing up again. The rise of YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok have destroyed our attention spans where we can't even sit in silence for 3 minutes anymore. I honestly have been hit by this pretty hard. I oftentimes change the playback speeds of videos to 2 times their speed since it feels too long. Our attention spans are being chipped little by little, and people are starting to take notice on this. They're tired of being bombarded with dopamine hits and generic YouTube editing and fast pacing that people are actually going back and looking for channels that have that warm and cozy feel to it. And YouTube is starting to reward those creators too. In the past month, I've seen channels like Life of Riza, Camila Ray, Megan Tan, and other YouTubers that have that old YouTube feeling of pure and relaxed vibe to it. I mean, check out this video right here.
This is the most insane laser obstacle ever created. And this is just one of many dangerous and extreme laser mazes that we built for this video. And whichever one of these 10 contestants survives.
And now compare that to this video.
I was such a sad boy when you caught my eye. You were only into bad boys. It would make me cry.
Both are entertaining in its own ways. One is the typical maximum retention, cuts every 3 seconds, dopamine hits, optimization screaming at me, and it feels fake and exhausting now that it's being more and more normalized. And now take a video like this. It's more soothing and relaxed, like taking a break from life and just happy to be there. It feels really authentic and a breath of fresh air from all the noise. Riza, if by chance you see this, you're amazing. Now, authenticity isn't new. People have been doing it for years. It's just now that more and more channels are adapting to a more eye-stopping and maximized for watch time type content that people are beginning to look for that authentic, more relaxed vibe that we've been missing. I realized that I can make content on whatever I want and not have to think so much about optimizing for the algorithm. And if my audience finally finds me someday, that they'll enjoy the content I make and watch me for me. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you for the support, and I hope you can continue to support me on my journey. That's it for now. Bye.